So in 1991, the original Nike Air Huarache came out, and it is one of those shoes that I think deserves more shine in 2023. It's over 30 years old, which is insane, but it's one of those shoes that Tinker Hatfield designed, and honestly, I think it's just a really sleek looking shoe. It's also a really comfortable pair of sneakers, but now we have a new version that I didn't even know released. This is called the Air Huarache Runner, and I got this one compliment of Hibbett City Gear, and they are the sponsor of this video as well. But I saw this on their website, and I was like, dude, when did the Nike Huarache get a revamp? And at first glance, I think it's a really nice looking model. It's definitely kind of like a revised version of the original, as you could see. And so in this video, I wanted to give you guys kind of a comparison between the original Huaraches and then the new Huarache runners, and give you guys my overall thoughts on this. There's a couple things I don't like, but most of the things are overall very, very positive. So, and thanks again to the sponsor of the video, Hibbett City Gear. If you haven't used Hibbett City Gear's website yet, link in the description will take you over to the website. You could also download their app. And if you've never heard of Hibbett City Gear before, it is a brick and mortar as well. So they have over 1,000 stores across the US. And then they have a nice release calendar to let you guys know of all of the upcoming releases from popular brands like Nike, Jordan, Adidas, and New Balance, and so on. So really cool stuff. So I appreciate them for being a long-term sponsor of this channel. If you guys want to check out their website, again, link in the description. All right, so details about the shoe. On the box, it says these are the Nike Air Huarache Runner. This colorway is black, white, medium ash khaki, and I personally like this colorway. I think it looks really nice. Nice little accents of khaki, a little hit of red on it as well. I wanted to go over some of the details of this shoe, and then we can compare it to the original ones. So you do have some suede and leather overlays over top of the side panels of the shoe, and then you do have a mesh for the toe box section, and then that Huarache-esque sort of liner for the tongue. I'll get back into that in a second. You also do have a rubberized section across the heel of the shoe, and then also some more mesh on the heel of the shoe with a little Nike logo here. And then I like the little placement here of the Nike swooshes on the sides of the shoe, kind of a little bit hidden, a nice little small embroidered detail. Also, the midsole does look very familiar. Definitely lets me know that these are a pair of Huarache sneakers, also along with the tongue logo here. But the midsole is very, very soft. The midsole and outsole looks pretty much exactly the same as the older version. And then overall, it just kind of looks like an updated version of the original Huarache. Now, one of the biggest differences between this and the original is something that's going to be probably the most controversial about both of them, and that is the overall tongue, as well as the back section here around the heel collar of the shoe, because you don't really have the Huarache-esque feels from the new pair as you do on the old. So you can see the tongue has the Huarache logo, and the bottom section of the tongue looks like Huarache. However, the top section is where they decided to just really change it up completely. This is actually like a half gusseted tongue, if that's what they call it, but it's attached from this point down, which is the Huarache part, and then the top part is actually a loose tongue. Also, as you work your way around the collar of the shoe, you can see that it just has a traditional heel and the liner and stuff of a regular shoe. So they definitely went away from the Huarache lineage with that, but keeping it somewhat familiar because of the bottom part of the tongue. Now, this is going to be the part that I think is going to deter some people that are just diehard fans of the original fit of the Huarache. But if you like the overall style and look of the Huarache, I feel like they morphed it and made it a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more modern. And I do like the overall end product that they created. Personally, for myself, I have a tough time putting on Huaraches because of this liner. It's so darn difficult to get on. Having a detached tongue makes this an easy one to put on. So I think that it's going to be polarizing, positive or negative, depending on what you like on your Huaraches. Now, the other part that's been updated, and again, maybe good or bad, is that plastic strap that comes around the back of the shoe, gives it a little bit of support for the heel. I think that the original one, it's very, very prominent on the original one with the little dots, the big Nike on the back as well. And you can see it's actually attached in two different locations, in the front and then also in the heel. And then you do have a little bit more of that Huarache-esque material down in the back window here. Instead, they decided to do a little bit of a mesh window back here on the bottom, and then it's only attached down here on the front, and then a little bit of sewing right here on the overlay, and then it wraps around the back with the Nike logo here, a little bit smaller, and then a bunch of different micro dots around instead of just the 6 there on the sides. Now, in my mind, the new one looks a little less exaggerated than the old one, but I actually don't mind the new look as well. I think it looks kind of nice. I do actually prefer the old one though, just because it just has that traditional look and feel of the back there. Now, if you transition down to the midsole and then also the outsole of both of the shoes, the outsoles look pretty much exactly the same. Midsoles look overall exactly the same as well, the same sculpting. However, this is where things differ quite a bit, and that's the overall materials on this midsole. This is a really soft, squishy midsole. This is a lot firmer on the original pairs. Now, the original ones were actually pretty comfortable back in the day, but again, this one came out in 1991, and this one's coming out in 2023. But I don't know what the proprietary foam is on here. It feels almost like Cushlon 2.0 again, or Nike React or something like that. Very, very soft, very nice, squishy feel. If you do a foam density check, it's about a 30, 32, somewhere around there. And then the old pair, the foam density says it's about a 52. So the old pair is very firm to the touch versus the new ones that are very, very soft. So these retail at $140 and they do fit true to size in my opinion. The Air Huarache takes a classic silhouette with a runner-inspired design, mixed materials, and rich neutrals for a look that is both nostalgic and brand new. With its stretchy foot-hugging fabric and its futuristic heel cage, it's still everything you loved about the Huarache. Inspired by water skiing, the stretchy upper and cushioned inner sleeve create a snug fit for an incredible feel. Originally designed for performance running, the Nike Air cushioning delivers lasting comfort. Caged heel adds support and pairs with an elongated tongue, keep an early 90s look that you love. Now, the Huarache origins say that they originally released in 1991, footwear designed by Tinker Hatfield and wanted to combine the fit with neoprene water ski boots and functionality of South American sandals. The instant hit found its way to the basketball courts and then also the streets, where it earned its status as an icon. Now, as I mentioned, there was a Huarache basketball shoe as well, and then the Air Jordan 7 pretty much has a Huarache liner on them as well, so it's roughly from that same 1991 era. Now, overall, I do like the updated look and feel of the new Huaraches. They're really comfortable. As soon as I got them, I threw them on feet, wore them to like a work picnic that my wife had to go to and stuff, and I was like actually really impressed. It is reminiscent a little bit of the Huaraches from the past, but again, future forward, completely different feel on feet. So if you really like the original Huarache runs and how they fit, this is not going to be the same as the Huarache runs that you have here, just because of the neoprene upper being completely different. It's more like a traditional shoe with a little bit of a stretchy tongue. So I wrote down a couple of pros and cons about the model for myself. First of all, I do like the updated Huarache run look, and also the comfortable midsole is really nice plus as well, even though I don't know technically what the material is. Hit or miss, the detached tongue is here, and I personally like the overall fit and feel of the relaxed tongue better. And I like the overall style of the shoe as well, and this colorway I think is really nice also. Now, as for the cons, $140 price point is a little bit steep. Unfortunately, the retail pair on the regular ones are about $125. Given that they retooled the upper completely on these, $140 price point does make a little bit of sense, but it might be a little bit out of reach for some people just because it is a little bit of an elevated price. And the last con about them is just the name overall. The fact that this is a Huarache run, however, it doesn't have all of the elements of what makes a Huarache. I feel like that could be a bit of a miss on the model, but overall I really do like what they created, and I'm happy that I gave them a try. It's definitely a comfortable pair of sneakers, and it's cool that they created something with inspiration from the original 1991 and made it look like a retro runner in its own right for 2023. Anyways, if you guys are interested in checking these out, check the link in the description. It'll take you over to Hibbett City Gear's site, and appreciate Hibbett City Gear for again sponsoring this video. Also, leave a comment in the comment section if you've seen any other pairs of sneakers on Hibbett City Gear's site that you guys would like to see me review. I actively look over there every month to see what type of content I can bring you guys, and traditionally they give me a couple pairs every single month to do a video on for you guys. So happy to get some of your feedback and let me know what you guys think on some of the sneakers that you guys see. But appreciate you all for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day, and hopefully we'll see you back for some more videos. All right, peace guys.